Altitude Sport has been a pure player, and they've been rather successful at it. But that success could be parlayed into something greater. Altitude Sports is now ready to enter the omni-channel retailing environment. And with a set of our recommendations, we believe that they can successfully enter this new era of retailing. Today we're offering 4 recommendations for Altitude Sports to take to enter the omni-channel environment. The first recommendation would be the possibility of creating a new brick and mortar location. The second would be releasing a multitude set of vending machines that has small accessories. The third will be some modifications to the loyalty program that they currently have. And the fourth will be to release a mobile application to better take advantage of the third-party marketplace environment that they're already in. In 1984, Altitude Sports opened their first retailer. This was a brick and mortar retailer in Montreal. Now, a lot of time has passed since then, and they no longer have any active brick and mortar locations. But we think that there's a perfect opportunity for them right in their home headquarters of Montreal, Canada. There's an interesting market opportunity that presents itself in Montreal. Specifically, when we were looking at the Prism segmenting tool made by Environics, we noticed that there was a target demographic known as the Vive the Rev. Now, the Vive the Rev is a set of middle-aged individuals in Montreal who have a higher than average income. We're talking approximately about $175,000 annually. Now, the psychographic traits held by this group of people is that they value a social lifestyle and are interested in leisure activities that include skiing as well as other winter sports. And one noted behavioral trait of these individuals is their willingness to purchase products to elevate their status. Now, even outside of a brick and mortar retailer, we would have a very good chance at targeting these consumers. But we believe we could take that to the next step, and creating a brick and mortar retailer could not only service that market, but other markets as well. The first thing that we have to do is we have to understand how to be a better brick and mortar retailer, and that is to create an experiential retailing environment. Now, how we want to do that is to create a community at our retailer. Now, we think the best way to do this would provide a workshop with equipment for lifetime members, so our current loyalty members, to use. Now, what this workshop will have will be equipment such as ski wax irons for maintenance of skis, as well as a certain set of bike tools for them as well. Now, this can create a social environment that we know our target market already likes, where they can socialize with other people, as well as have the utility of fixing the products. The second is to have a curated assortment of products. Now, we know that this consumer demographic cares a lot about brand names. So we believe that we should mainly target those brands because Altitude Sports does have a very wide assortment. Currently, there's around 90,000 SKUs per season, and a lot of the SKUs that we have a very small amount of inventory since they're niche products. And that is one of the advantages that we do have as being an e-commerce pure player. But we can't be able to stock a store with those niche products, or we can't stock it with all of the SKUs that we have. So by targeting certain brands such as Rogansol Outdoor Research, as well as some common brands such as Rabbit and North Face, we can better target this segment. The second is to use the retailer as a point of fulfillment. Now we can use this space to service other people in the Montreal area with a click and collect options on our e-commerce platforms. Precise area where this should be located is very important as well. We determined that Montreal would be the best location for 3 factors: ease of transportation, competition, as well as the ability to get a medium-sized brick-and-mortar retailer. Now, a lot of the people we're targeting are on the outskirts of Montreal. Much of them were actually in Laval. But once we did further research, we realized that Laval was only 25 minutes away, and the business environment for consumers was much better in Montreal. So many of those consumers would most likely enter the Montreal area with 232 sporting equipment competitors, as well as the ability to get a medium store since we don't want to carry much of our inventory as we're relatively close to our Saint Laurent distribution center. Next recommendation is to start rolling out some vending machines. And these vending machines should be rolled out in specific tourist areas such as ski resorts and carry a product assortment of common things that many people have at ski resorts, such as gloves, hats, ski goggles, as these products can be damaged or lost, and so it's an easy point of replacement for them. Now, there's a set of benefits that we will gain by going with vending machines. The first will be the reduced cost, since we don't need to have people to actually service these machines directly. The second, for the target audience, will be international tourists that are coming to the resorts. Now, there's no language barriers as the customers can select the language that they need. And this will allow for a better brand interaction that they can carry on. And once they go back to their homeland, they can also still purchase from Altitude Sports through our e-commerce platform. The second point would be for data collection. Now, the vending machines that we're looking at would be able to use facial recognition to provide more data on what certain demographics prefer. The second would be the option to get an email receipt, as with an email receipt, we'll be able to log the transactions of the customers, and then if in the future they want to make a loyalty points program with us, we'll be able to have the transaction history. The machines should be located at major ski resorts, as resorts such as Whistler have around 21% of their reservations by international tourists, and the technology that we have is already available through manufacturers such as Popcorn vending machines. The third recommendation will be changes to the loyalty program. Considerations that we think Altitude Sports should take in mind when developing a better loyalty program system. As the loyalty program system is going to be more necessary as we're opening a brick and mortar retailer. Before, Altitude Sports was able to gather information on consumers through the e-commerce platform by just getting users to sign up for free accounts. Now, we require users to actually use the loyalty program so we can track their individual spending and buying habits. Now, the first will be the creation of a point system. Creating point systems where clients can purchase products, and for a certain dollar amount, they can get a point back, which they can redeem for store credit, will increase the uptake and the use. The second will be to add gamification elements. So if certain products are bought, we can offer badges that can unlock extra points. The third option will be an increase in rewards. This could be offers for free shipping for our loyalty customer users. Today is the creation of a mobile app. The creation of a mobile app is vital for the success of Altitude Support in the Omni environment, since they're going up against indirect competitors such as Amazon, specifically because of their third-party marketplace. This marketplace is a huge point of growth for Altitude Sports currently, and they must defend against it. Now, that is not the only thing that they need to put in this application, as there's other things that we discussed that they must integrate, such as the access to loyalty cards. The access to loyalty cards is important because we need users to have an easy way to access loyalty cards when going to our brick and mortar retailers. And if further expansion happens, this will be all the more important. The second will be adding a better way to find sizes for products. As Altitude Sports carries over 400 brands, many consumers complain about finding the right size of their products. The current system isn't enough. They can work with brands such as Fit Analytics and their Fit Finder tool so consumers can log their sizes of other brands into the app and they can save them so then when they're looking at new products, they can find the perfect size for them every time. The next option will be a product search option. This is important to compete against Amazon as you need a text-based search as well as barcode searches so when consumers are in other stores, they can comparison shop at Altitude Sport. And finally, a curated selection. We must use the data that we've gathered through the loyalty program to offer curated products that our customers want. We'd like to thank you today for listening to us. We believe Altitude Sports is in a special position to enter the omni-channel environment. Through following recommendations and continuing their business practices, we think Altitude Sports can be successful in this new era of retailing.